welcome to the channel. This is Waga. We are going to continue with a series of videos on SwiftUI views, and what you're going to look at right now is the drag gesture, which you can see on the screen here. Now, the drag gesture basically you could use it to get more information about maybe where the thing has been dragged and then do something, or like when you're swiping Tinder cards, like in Tinder when you're swiping cards, you could use the on drag gesture to tell you more about the location of the card and whatnot. So basically, let's work with it. So to create that, first we would create a private variable, a state private variable. We could say state private var, and we can call it locator. And locator is going to be core graphic point, CG point. So you could say CG point, like so, and it's just going to say where in the X and Y our shape we're going to use our rectangle is going to be, and that is going to be Y 100, like so. So basically that, and after that we could have state private var and the drag location. We're going to have a text here where it's going to tell us where we have dragged our rectangle to. So the drag location is going to be, we could just make it an empty string like so, and we're going to come down here and we could have the text that is going to contain the position. So for now we could just say position, like so. We'll sort it out a bit later, and we could make it also dot large title, like so. And after that, now we come to our shape proper, and for the shape we're just going to use a normal rectangle, and we're going to position it. Where we're going to put it is we're going to use the locator. We're going to use the locator to position it. We could say locator, not location, locator, like so. And we don't want it filling the whole screen. Right now you'll see it going all over, and what we want to do is to stop that, we give it a frame, and in the frame we could say the width is about 100, and the height we could make it 100. We'll just leave it as black. We don't want the color is not as important. And after that, now we come to the point of the video, which is the gesture. Now in the gesture we have the option of, there are several gestures. We're going to use the drag gesture, like so, and in it we're going to say on changed. We are going to come here and do that, and we are going to say have this closure and say value in, and what this is going to do is this next line is going to check move the what's it called, move the rectangle while it is dragging, right, while you're dragging it. So we could say self dot locator equals value dot location, like so. And yeah, basically that. I think that would be, let's make this live and see if it works. Seems like it's taking time. Let's just go with the simulator. Okay, so now you see when we do this, we can move this, or we can do it on the simulator also. We can now move this, right? So basically that's how you would handle the drag. And after that, of course, let's just close this. I have multiple simulators. We could update the position so that it can show when we move it around. And so we could come down here and say self dot drag location, and the drag location is going to be just going to be a string where we're going to say we're going to interpolate, and here we're going to have the integer, and in it you're going to say value dot location dot the location of X, and after that we're going to have the come here, and we could put another, we could just copy this and make it do it for Y also, so that we can have the X and Y position, and come here, paste this, command V, paste it here, and this is going to be Y, like so. And after that we are going to come to our text. We're going to come to the text here, and we are going to say what's it, we're going to come here and we're going to say it's going to have the drag location, like so. So let's try it. Let's resume, and okay, You can see the numbers are changing. So basically, okay, it's negative now. Okay, basically that's how you would do, how you'd use the drag to show maybe the location and whatnot. Yeah. Check that we have a callback called onEnded, which could do some action when the dragging has stopped or the dragging has completed, right? And to use it first, we would need to come here and we could create a variable for it. It's called onEnded, so that when the dragging stops, we do something. In this case, when the dragging stops, we're going to display the final position, right? So we could just say onEnded, like so. And we should come down, we could come down here and we could say, we could just copy this line of code, right? Copy it, come, paste it here. Wait, come, paste it, and here instead of on change, it's going to be onEnded, like so. And this is going to be value in self dot low. The value is going to be self dot. We could say first, let's create the text. Wait, let's create the text here for the ended. We could come here and say text, like so. Copy it, come down, text, and this is going to be ended, and this is going to be ended, like so. And after that, we're going to come here and say self dot ended, and this is going to be basically that, the final location, right? We could just assign this to here, like so, and we could save it and give it a bit of space, like so, and we could resume, and we should see ended. You see ended has nothing until we stop. When we stop, it tells us the position of where it stopped, and the position is of course the same as the position which we have the text, the position with the text, right? So we could use onEnded to do an action after the dragging has stopped. We could put minimum distance such that a user has to drag something for a specific distance before it actually starts moving, right? So that you don't you ignore slips or accidental touches, right? So for that, we could come to the initializer of the drag gesture and say minimum distance, like so, and we could say here, let's say 100, and we could get rid of this coordinate space, like so, right? And so you see, we're going to drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, until we hit a certain point, is when it'll start moving, right? So we'll have to drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, until we hit a certain point, is when you see it moving, right? So basically, I think it will start moving when we head to, when we go to negative whatever 86 minus 100 is, and then it will start dragging. I was looking at the figures there. So basically, you could pass an initializer there. In the initializer, you could pass in the minimum distance, and when you pass in the minimum distance, it tells you how far you have to drag it, how you have to offset the image before it starts moving. So yeah, so that's basically a lot about the drag. The other things you could do, like you could ensure only a user only moves it maybe vertically or horizontally and stuff like that. So you could just look at the documentation and look at that, but these are the main things of the drag. I have an idea of creating a sort of Tinder cards using the swipe feature, which will use drag, which will go into drag in more detail in a future video. But yeah, but these are the basics of drag. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I have more content like this coming up, and I will see you in the next video.